We acknowledge this land that we meet on today is the traditional lands for the Kaurna people, and we respect their spiritual relationship with their country. We also acknowledge the Kaurna people as the custodians of the Adelaide region and that their cultural and heritage beliefs are still as important to the living Kaurna people today. We also pay respects to the cultural authority of Aboriginal people visiting and attending from other areas of South Australia and Australia present here. Um, I do have a handy tip for those people that may be working with only one screen. If you, this is a session where I do encourage you to work along with me so that you can do what I'm doing. So helps in that training aspect. If you're only working on one screen, you can press the Windows key and either the left or the right arrow, and then that will split your screen so that you can use your screen on one half and see what I'm doing on the other half. So we'll start with accessing OneDrive. For those that don't know, OneDrive is an online cloud storage app. You have 1 terabyte worth of storage. It's available anywhere, anytime that you have an internet connection. What I am going to do is stop sharing this presentation here and share my screen so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so there are a variety of ways that you can access OneDrive. Probably the most recommended way that we would say for you to do that is through EdPass. So on EdPass here, if we scroll down, we have access to the OneDrive application here. You can also, in the new Edge for Business, is my screen still sharing? It should be, yes. You can also access it through the new Microsoft Edge for Business, and that's this little icon here. And if you're signed on, which I am through here, you can actually access OneDrive from directly through Microsoft Edge. The other way, if you don't have any of those options available to you, is directly through Microsoft365.com and selecting through your applications OneDrive through there. I'll be using the application from the EdPass portal. So I'll click through here and go to OneDrive. Takes us directly through to our OneDrive. Now, as I said, OneDrive can be used anywhere, anytime. Thoroughly recommended that you do use OneDrive in rather than using USBs or external drives, as with a OneDrive, you can't accidentally put it through the wash or run over it with a car. The files are private to yourself unless you choose to share them. We actually refer to the files in a OneDrive as me files. And you can sync your files to your local PC as well. And I'll run through all of those things that you can do. So when we're looking at navigating the OneDrive, this may look a little different. If you have used OneDrive previously, Microsoft have recently done an upgrade to OneDrive, and what you'll be seeing here is the newer version, which hopefully all of you have access to. Also, my screen may look a little different if you're not using Windows 11, because I am on Windows 11 now, but everything should be reasonably similar to what you're currently seeing. So I would encourage you to open up your OneDrive. If you can let me know through a virtual show of hands as to whether or not you've been successful in opening up your OneDrive. Okay, so I'll move on. So what we'll start with here is this left-hand menu through here. Now I'm currently in the home section at the moment, and what we can see here is all the recent documents that you've got available here, and you can sort by either Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Now I don't have a lot of files in this OneDrive as I'm actually using a test account. Now if we click on the My Files, this actually shows you all of the folders and files that you have available in your OneDrive. So you can have, as you can see here, different folders, different types of files. You can even put in web links as well. And I'll be running through how to add all of those in there. Under the shared option, we've got down here any files that have been shared with or by you. So we can see here that Grace Hopper has shared this file with me. And if I click on the by you, I can see that I have shared this sharing document. I don't think I have anything in my favorites, but you can actually favorite files if you want to be able to quickly access them. And I'll show you how to do that as we move forward as well. The recycle bin shows anything that you have deleted. Deleted files will stay in your recycle bin for 90 days and then they will disappear. If you are desperate to get something back after that 90 days, you can try logging a ticket with our service desk. We may be able to recover from there, but in most cases it is just a 90 days that it stays in the recycle bin and then disappears. We can also browse files by people. So here, as I said, this is only my test account, so I've only got a couple of people that I've shared files with. But through here, under that people, you can see all the people in here that you have shared files with or who have shared files with you. And if they've shared a number of different files, then multiple will show up in here. And under the meetings, we'll show any files that have been shared in a meeting. I haven't had a meeting in this test account, so there's nothing showing through here. And with this, under the quick access, these are all the teams that you would be a member of. And if we click on one of those teams, it actually takes us to the documents area of that team. So you don't need to leave the OneDrive to be able to access the files in the teams that you're a member of.
Hey Lynn, so we've just got a question in
Yes,
the chat
certainly.
from Cassie. She would like to know how she can change from her at school's OneDrive to her corporate
address.
OneDrive. Yeah.
Okay, so the recommendation for our corporate users is that you actually do use your at schools OneDrive account. It does make sharing a lot easier if you are working with our sites, because our sites only have access to an at schools account. They cannot access files through the .gov. So say, for example, myself, I am a corporate user and I only use my at schools OneDrive account. I don't use my .gov. You can, and it does get a little bit messy if you want to go that way. By all means, contact us afterwards if you want to use both of them, but I'd strongly recommend that you stick with using your at schools account, especially if you are working with schools. Okay, so what we'll now move through to is our My Files. So if you click on the My Files area, this is where, once again, you have access to all of your files. Now, at the top right-hand side here, we've got a details pane, and this will actually show us very quickly everything that's happened recently within your OneDrive, whether or not you've created folders or files, deleted things, shared files, all that information is in that area there. You can also sort. So if you need to sort by file size, by a name, if you've got lots of different files and folders there, you can do a sort in there. You've also got the option to change the view. So we're currently in a list view, which is my personal favorite for just looking at this. However, if you are looking at images, for example, so if I open up my images folder, you can see through here, I've got a lot of images in there, but I actually don't know what they are. So if I sort them, if I change that to be that tiles, it's actually going to give me a thumbnail of those images. It makes it much easier for me to know which JPEG I want to select. So you do have that option to change that sorting through there. Okay, so what we'll do now is I'll just change that back to the list view, is we can add new files and folders in a variety of different ways to our OneDrive. The first way is just clicking on this Add New button, and this gives you the option to add a folder, You can also add a Word document, a workbook, Visio, forms, all those things are in there. This will create new documents, and you can create your own folder. So I'd recommend that through this, you select on folder, and create a new folder within our My Files. Create your folder and give it a name. This one here I'm just going to call January 2024. You also have the option now, which is a new feature within OneDrive, is to change the colour. And if you're a very visual person and you like to sort your things by colour, this is great. So it gives you the option to actually choose a colour that you would like your folder to be. So I'm just going to stick with this peachy coloured one here and click on that Create button. And that's automatically created that January 2024 folder there for me. Now, if I click into that folder, I can now add a document to that. So if I want to create a new document, I can click on the Add New button. We're just going to use a Word document for this example. Click on that Word document. That opens up Word Online. So straight away, Word Online opens up for us. And that document, because it's got this little cloud and tick there, has automatically saved into our OneDrive. So if I was to close that down and not do anything and just refresh this page here, what you'll see is that document has automatically saved into our OneDrive. What I'm going to do is open that back up again and show you, if you were creating many documents, they're all going to be named document, and you'll have document 1, document 2, document 3, and you'll not know which one it is. You can rename the file from here, or when you're actually creating the document, if you actually click on the word there, we can straight away through there change the name of that document. So we'll just call that OneDrive training. You can put spaces. I just chose not to. You go OneDrive training. Enter. And that's automatically changed that to OneDrive training. And if I close that down, that document will, oops, that's on its own, has, oops, where have I gone? My files. 2024. Has changed that to be OneDrive training. So all those changes are happening straight away. You don't have to do any of that saving. So what I have found personally, when working in a document, if you are working through doing lots of typing and you have to rush off to a meeting or to a class, if you stop typing and shut that down, it just automatically saves. So you're not going to be losing any work. So using the online version of the Microsoft products can be very advantageous. Another way that we can add files through to our OneDrive is through uploading. So you can do a file upload or you can do a folder upload. So if we were to click files, it's going to take us through to our file explorer. And if we go through to, I'll just click on my downloads. You can choose to click on a file or a variety of different files. I'm just going to use that one there. Hit that open button and that's going to upload it through to your OneDrive, and that will upload a file for you. I'm just reading, sorry, what Linda has typed there. I've uploaded folders from my desktop. Okay, we'll work on that in just a moment, Linda. So what Linda's done is she's done a folder upload. So if we can click on the folder upload, the advantage to doing this is it's actually not going to show all of your individual files. It's just going to show you the folders, and you can select multiple folders or you can select just one folder. And again, click that upload button. I'm going to select this one because I know it's only got a few files in it. I know my January 24 one has lots in there. So I'll click that upload button and that will upload that file to here. As you can see here, it's got a cross there that says it has uploaded that. Because there weren't many files in this folder. There was only some pictures in there. It didn't take that long to do. If you're uploading a folder with loads and loads of data in there, so gigabytes worth of data, you may find that it does take a long time. And that may be the issue that you've got there, Linda, that if you uploaded a folder that has a lot of data in it, you can go to your details area and see whether or not there is, see all these ones that have come across there. So that details will actually show you what's happening. So you may see in there that's actually still working on your folders. So you will find that that can take some time. If you do have lots of folders to put into your OneDrive, I recommend that we look at doing a syncing. And I'll be working through that a little bit later in this webinar, and do a sync rather than a necessary upload. Okay, one of the other advantages of using the OneDrive is version history. So if you've shared a file with somebody and they've made a mistake on that file or they've deleted data out, it can be difficult to go, well, where am I going to get that information back? I spent ages working on that document and now I've lost that information because someone's made a mistake in the document. So if you go to this one here, I'll use this one for example, this one here I've called sharing document. If I hover over it, it gives us some information about that document. So I can see that it's had 7 views, only by 2 different people, and there's been some conversations around that. Now those 2 ones were just because I did some sharing. It sent an email saying I've shared this file with you. If I click on these 3 dots, I have many options of what I can do with this file, but the one we're going to look at the moment is version history. I click on version history, straight away we can see everything that's happened and who has made any changes. So it starts off with obviously 1.0, that's where we created the document, and then edit learn, and that's the user that I'm using at the moment, has gone in and made some changes. Then Grace has gone in, edit's gone in, Grace has gone in. Now I may find, well, I'm not actually happy with some changes that were made and I want to take it back to a previous version. If we click on the 3 dots, we've got that option to restore. So I can restore back to what that version was. If I'm not sure if that's the version, I can actually open the file as to what it looked like at that moment in time. And if I'm happy that's the one that I want, I can then click that restore button and that will create a new version 7 straight away, which was the same as that version 4. And that's now going to be that live version when you open the document up again. Yes, I agree with you, Suzanne. Version control is marvelous. It has saved many, many people. Okay, so what we're going to look at now is the sharing of files and folders. So I'm just going to hop into here and I'm going to do this tabled information that I've got here. We're going to look at doing sharing of this document. So once again, we can click on these 3 dots or ellipses and we can click on the share button. Now we have the option here that we can share with individuals or groups. So in this example, say for example, I will share this with Grace Hopper, another one of my test accounts. Now by default, when we're doing a share, the share is actually shared by view only. So you can see this little eye picture here. I can click on that drop down and now I have the option to share that with an edit, so they have full editing rights, or review, which means they can only suggest changes in the comments area of that document. I can then put a message in here that they'll receive in the email if I send that to them, or I can just copy the link and pop that in a Teams chat, for example, and then that will give Grace access to sharing that document. So if I hit that send button, Grace now has access to view that document. Now, if you have a lot of people that you want to share a document with, the last thing you want to be doing is typing out 20 plus email addresses for that sharing. So what we can do is click on this settings cog here, and this gives us some more sharing options. So what we can do is select people in the Department of Education, and then anyone that has the link that you provide can access that document. Again, you can choose whether they can view, and here you have the option also to block downloads. So they can't actually download it. This is great if you're sharing it with students that you just want them to view the document, but you don't actually want them to download it. As you can see here, that anyone is grayed out, so you can actually only share within the Department of Education, so people with an at schools email address, and that's due to our workings with working with children's requirements that we have around not being able to share files externally through OneDrive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click people with the department. I'll click, doesn't need to have that on there. I'll keep it as that view button, apply that, copy that link, and what I'll do is I post that link into the chat. All of you now will be able to access that document, and you'll be able to view that because I have shared it for anyone that has that link. So now if you go and open up that document, it's very plain. It's a table with some words in it. What we'll then see under the details area as to who has viewed that document. So if a couple of you could go and open that, then we'll be able to see that that's happening. I go to manage access. I can see down through here, we have a number of people that have opened that. Now, I may have realised that, oh dear, I actually didn't mean to share that document. That's a mistake. I need to stop that sharing. If I go to the links, I can see who I've shared it with. So this one here is Department of Education, and then that people that I specified that Grace could do that. Actually, I don't want everyone in the department to be able to view that document. I can remove that link. So if you were to close that document down now and try and open it up again, you'll find you'll no longer have access to be able to open that document because I've stopped that sharing. I can also, within that manage access, click this stop sharing up here so no one can share, that no one can view that document anymore. I click on that stop sharing, then that actually stops the sharing for everybody of that document. Does anyone have any questions around the sharing of information in OneDrive? You're all good? Oh, one of the other ways that you can get your data into OneDrive, which I forgot to show you when I was in the My Files area, is a drag and drop. So if you have some files here, and rather than doing a add new, find all the things, you can just go straight through to here and drag and drop that straight into OneDrive, and then that will update that. So you can drag and drop that straight into your OneDrive. So that's another option of you being able to add your files and folders into your OneDrive. The other options we've got is the syncing. Now what you'll see here is if I show you my thing here, that I've actually synced through my OneDrive. So this is my Lynn Department of Education. So this is my OneDrive that I have synced to my PC. So the way that you can do that is go to this settings cog, and we've got this option here to sync this OneDrive. And then that will then sync your OneDrive to your PC, and you'll be able to use it the same as a file explorer. What you'll see within your file explorer here, let's just quickly go to mine, is a variety of different icons that are showing through here. So we can see on there we've got this cloud. This one here's got a tick. I did have folder sorted. Let me just quickly grab that. 2 seconds. Sorry, I thought I had a folder up here that I was going to show you. I may have to blur some of this out, but I'll show you this one here. As we can see here, if it's got this little, supposed to be a little person symbol, that means that it has actually been shared. And that's either shared with me or I have shared that document. The cloud means that it's only been, it only lives in the cloud, so it's not local to my device. And if it's green, that means that it has a green tick, means it actually lives local to the device. The advantage of having a file that's local to your device means that you can also access it if you don't have access to the internet. And then once you are back online again, it will sync back to your OneDrive folder. So if you know that you need to be working on a file and you know you're not going to have internet access, you can have it always on your device. And the way that you do that is to right click here, and you've got that option to always keep on your device. Also, if you find that when you're doing this syncing, that's taking up a lot of space because all of your files are local to your device, by right-clicking, you can do the free up space. And what that will do is put all of your documents up into the cloud rather than keeping them local to your device, so you're not using as much space. So that pretty much brings me to the end of what I show you through with a OneDrive. It looks like I've kept very well to time there. What I will show you as well is some resources that we do have available to you. Now the first one, and Bianca will pop in some links for us as well. The first one that we show you is our Microsoft Teams that we have. So if I just quickly open up my Teams. Over here. We have our Microsoft 365 support and collaboration team. And in here, there's lots of information in there on various applications. And this allows you to, by joining this team, you can post questions in there. Either we will answer it, or as part of the team, everyone that's in there, you will get some crowd support as well. We also have our YouTube channel, which I'm just trying to get to, which is hidden there. Sorry, our YouTube channel. And we have lots of videos on here. Some are very, very short that we've put on there. They're the ones that are on OneDrive. Unfortunately, are still showing our older OneDrive. Sorry about that. But we are in the process of updating all of those. We've also got our edit page. So through edit, which is our internal intranet page, we have a home page there, which links to a lot of our knowledge-based articles. So have a browse through that as well. Also, if we have anyone here who wants us to come out and do a training at your site, be it a school or corporate office, and do some training on anything that's Microsoft related, you can complete a training request form and we will get in contact with you, and we can look at doing some training either in person or virtual training with groups of your staff. We've also got our recommend you look at the Educator Centre, which is through learn.microsoft.com. This is obviously provided by Microsoft, and through here you can go to the Educator Centre under your professional development and have a look at loads of things Microsoft related that you can that will assist you in your role. So if you specifically want to be looking at some social emotional learning or some STEM coding, all of those things are in there. There's lots of information within that Microsoft site. Everything that's in there as well will provide you with a certificate showing you how long you've spent on that as well, which is great because you can put that towards your teacher registration. Also in the links that Bianca has provided is a feedback survey, and we do ask that you do complete that feedback survey so that we can obviously improve the sessions that we do. Without your feedback, then we don't know whether or not we are providing the information that you are expecting from our webinars. So thank you very much for your time. Thank you for being the very first people that I have presented a webinar to as part of this team. You made it so very easy. And thank you for your time.